A kid asks his dad, "Dad, how do the stars die?" And the dad goes, "Usually an overdose." Welcome. In today's video I'm gonna review the latest entry-level DSLR, the smallest, the lightest and the cheapest from Canon. It is the EOS 200D Mark II and advertised in US as Canon Rebel SL. This is the latest and the greatest from Canon, and the lightest for people who just want to entry into the DSLR market. Going very quickly through the headline specifications: 24.1 megapixels image sensor, APS-C, CMOS, which is the crop sensor, ISO range 100 to 25,600, video recording 4K 25p, Full HD 60p or 30p. It will come with 9 autofocus points, dual RAW technology. The image processor is Digic 8, which is the latest. Obviously, always Canon will put, and any camera manufacturer will put the latest and the greatest in the newest camera. It will come with eye detection autofocus, again only 9 points. It will record one SD card, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, and it will give you a time-lapse 4K Full HD video. This camera is the lightest. It weighs only 400 and something grams. It's very light, you can lose it in your bag, and comes with the price point for the body is around $700 US, and you convert that in the country wherever you are. In regards to physical features, again a very light camera. It feels very good in the hand. You won't even feel it in your bag. A little bit plasticky to my taste. The camera has been designed for size, so all the clutter has been removed. And just going from the top, we have the on and off dial here, which switches also the video mode. We have a mode dial here, aperture priority, shutter speed priority, manual and whatnot. We do have 2 buttons here, ISO and display, the typical menu dial button and the shutter button. Moving on the back, menu button, info button, LCD swivel screen, touch screen, LCD, full display, video button with the red dot, a star button here, zoom button, exposure compensation, quick settings, a directional dial here. It's not really a dial, it's just a circular button. You can press up and down, left and right, play button and the delete button. That's about it at the back. On the side we do have only the remote, the 2mm jack and the microphone, nothing else. And we do have an HDMI and the USB connection on this side. Battery compartment with a very small battery, LPE72. It's a small battery. It should do the job because it's a DSLR. So as long as you don't use the back LCD too often, it should last enough for you to take a lot of photographs. SD card lives here together with the battery in the bottom compartment. Now I find that a little bit inconvenient because if you use this on a tripod, you have to actually remove the camera from the tripod in order to access the SD card. No more buttons for the pop-up flash. You just lift it with your own hands just like that, and that's about it. In regards to the menu, as a new camera, always Canon changes few things a little bit, this and that. However, this camera has a standard Canon menu. If you ever use the Canon camera, it shouldn't be any difficult to learn how to use this one. Very intuitive. Obviously, we need to turn on the camera, and depending on the mode we're shooting, the menu will be different. So for photos in manual mode, we'll have one menu. As a point of innovation, menu introduces an intermediary screen. before you go to the menu, so at least the main settings are visible. Anyway, pressing the menu on the left hand side, we do access the typical Canon menu. Left to right, divided by colors, we have the shooting menu, we have a play menu here, we have as a new addition to the menu complexity is the connectivity menu in magenta. We do have the setup menu in yellowish, and also we have another display menu plus the custom menu. So the shooting tab with 6 sub tabs, we go through image quality and all standard settings for the Canon cameras. We have the drive mode on sub tab number 2, number 3. We can circulate through these sub tabs either with the dial at the back, or we can with the dial on the top. I'm used to use the dial on the top, but you can also use the this dial at the back. Starting here, image quality, we can select the RAW and the JPEG files. Image review, release shutter without card. We're just gonna move on. Drive mode, this will give you the shooting mode. You can shoot only one photo, or you can do constant shooting, or also delayed shooting, 2 seconds or 10 seconds. All right, moving on. Subtab number 3, exposure compensation. Subtab number 4 deals with the white balance and picture styles and color. Subtab number 5 deals with noise reduction and live view shooting. Subtab number 6 deals with autofocus operation. And in regards to that, we have 3 elements, one shot autofocus. Moving on, we do have the play tab with 3 sub tabs. I never use this, so I'm not really interested. Just for the sake of exercise, this is dealing with the images that are coming into the camera, and you can play with them a little bit. In regard, it doesn't affect actually the quality of the image. It's not about how to shoot, it's how you present these images in the camera and out. Now we do have the connectivity tab here with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and whatnot. We do have GPS settings, and moving on, we do have the setup menu, format card, auto rotate, power display, and we can see here the video system. The video system PAL or NTSC will change the frame rate for the videos. We're gonna go through that in a second. Touch control, beep, and battery info, very useful to see exactly how much power you have in your battery. This is a very useful feature to have. Not all the cameras have it, and I don't understand why. HDMI, sub-tab number 4 and 5 custom functions. Just to note, this custom function is a tab independent by itself. It's an independent tab by itself in other cameras. This one is part of the setup tab. Not a biggie, you just need to understand it's in a different position, but nothing changed here. So all the custom functions are included in this setup menu. Another one, we have a display level shooting screen. I haven't used this one before, but again, it doesn't change the quality of the outcome. And you have a setup menu that you can add your favorite settings, so you can access them quickly, and you won't need to go through the entire menu anymore. Now, switching here into the video mode, just wanted to point out a few things, especially the moving recording size, a Full HD 50p. Let's go here for 1 second. I want to show you 4K 25p, Full HD 50p. Now, if we go very quickly and change the video system through NTSC, it will give us a different shooting movie recording frame rate. So we have now 60p instead of 50p. It's a 10 frames per second difference. It will make a difference. So you need to understand which country you are, because Europe, US and Australia, depends where you are, you have a different system, NTSC or PAL. The video menu is very similar to the photo menu. Obviously, it is focused on shooting video. So we have movie recording size, sound recording, digital image stabilization. I would not recommend that for this camera because it will crop. Now, I want to mention here that the time lapse will not give you individual frames. So it's basically, it will give you a video at the end. You cannot edit individual frames, and that's a downside, but I see that that comes as a standard now. In order to get that, you still need to have a external intervalometer. Autofocus method, and interesting to see here, we have 4 types. We have the face tracking, including the eye detection. We do have spot autofocus, we do have one-point autofocus, and we have zone autofocus. Right, video test. I'm gonna compare the Canon 200D Mark II on my left hand side. I'm gonna point it right now to you with my Canon EOS R full frame sensor. Both Canon, both Digic 8 processors, full frame, crop frame, APS sensor. I just want to see the difference. I'm shooting full HD at this point in time, 60p, 60 frames per second, and in manual mode, 1/25 of a second, shutter speed, f11 and ISO 1600. I will probably go back inside the studio to test the higher ISOs, because this is where the real performance of a camera can be seen in low light situations. In full daylight, it's probably difficult to tell the difference. Both Canon, both outstanding quality in my opinion, but I'm gonna check that on the computer and you can witness the same thing. Another video test, this time is inside the studio. I just wanted to test a little bit of the ISO performance. 25,600 and the 200D goes only 12,800. So at this point in time, manual mode for both, autofocus, ISO 12,800, Canon EOS R, Canon 200D Mark II, manual shooting mode, 60th of a second shutter speed, f11 and ISO again 12,800. In regards to the Pro, weight and size are the selling point. Very light, just above 400 grams for the body, only 660 grams for the body battery and kit lens 18 to 55. Very easy to carry, you won't even feel it, you will lose it in your bag. Very low price point, $700 for the body, and with the additional lenses and accessories, you can carry an awesome DSLR quality in your pocket for under $1,000 wherever you are. Another pro is the video quality top, and it will give you also 4K options with some limitations, but if you're just a regular YouTube vloggers, this will be more than enough for you. Just turn it around, open the flip screen and start recording, because you're gonna get top quality. Let's go through some cons. Just trying to be picky here, but for the price point it's very hard to do so, but let's give it a try. I guess ISO performance could be slightly better, but I just want to put things in perspective. I shot 5D Mark II for about 5 years, and that camera, which was top of the range at that point in time, doesn't do even half of what this one does in regards to ISO. The plastic is a bit cheap, it feels a little bit plasticky, and the back LCD screen has a texture which prevents scratches but encourages dirt, so if you're rubbing it against your face it will be dirty very soon. It does have only 9 autofocus points. It feels the autofocus system a little bit back in time, still gonna do the job though. And it does have limited options in comparison with the bigger and the better brothers from Canon and other camera manufacturers. And let's reach a conclusion. The Canon EOS 200D Mark II is the ideal camera for the enthusiast and a good option as a second camera for the easy tasks for someone who already has one. For the YouTuber blogger, this is more than enough. If you ask me, very easy to carry, easy to film yourself, just turn it on, start recording, open the swivel screen and you're good to go. The quality that this camera will give you is top, and if you know what you're doing, nobody will know the difference that you spent only $700. It will give you outstanding photos and videos. Let's not forget the times we are living in. This overtakes many super expensive cameras a few years back, and we are just becoming more and more demanding these days. We are missing few options on this camera which are useless anyway, at least for me. So at this point in time, I'm happy to ditch my 70D long-term friend and replace it with this little gem.